What is going on, guys? We are back for part 22, Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke Challenge. Mitchell here once again. Now, at the end of the last one, we cleared out the SSN as far as I'm aware, and we're left with just the rival battle. After that, we'll get HM01 cut, and then go fight Surge. So, here we go. Welcome to the SSN. Excuse me, do you have a ticket? Mitch flashed the SS ticket. Great, welcome to SSN. Perfect. So here we go, guys. Now, just to double check before we do, I'm going to make sure I did fight all the battles really quick. Just checking this floor. Only because I split this up into parts and I don't really remember. But as long as, you know, some of these guys are not... like these guys were trainers, and obviously I fought them, so I'm assuming I cleared out the floor. So just to make sure, guys, because I don't want to really lose all that experience. And as I said, sometimes, you know, I'm a couple days in between recording right now, where I'm getting close to the end of my school year. So, because mine ends at the end of October. So, anyways, so now we are just headed out to fight our rival battle. Now, at the end of the last one, I did say that maybe I wouldn't be switching out, but I can't avoid that sweet experience. So here we go. John says, "Bonjour, Mitch. Imagine seeing you here. Mitch, were you really invited? So how's your Pokedex coming? I already caught 40 kinds, pal. Different kinds are everywhere. Crawl around in grassy areas." And John wants to fight, so here we go. He's going to send out the Spearow like every other time. Now, obviously, I'm sending out Gojira here, guys, but... Excuse me. Obviously, we're not going to let him fight the Spearow, so... We're going to switch out into Sparky. He's going to go straight for the Leer, but that's not really going to bother me too much, because Thundershock should kill him in 2 moves. Almost 1 there, so that's not so bad. This Fury attack might hurt a little bit more if he gets 5 hits off, but I'm not too worried about it. He does get 3 off, and that kind of sucks with the Leer, but Spearow's down for the count, so that's the main thing. And he's going to send out Rattata, and I'm not even going to fathom fighting him because I know he's got Hyper Fang. So I'm going to go with Drago for the type advantage. He'll go for the Tail Whip, trying to lower my defense even more. My low kick should finish him off in 1 hit. Which it does, critical hit aside, and there we go. So 2 more to go. Sandshrew, who I'm actually going to try low kicking him too, just because. Which it does about half. That's not too bad. He tries to lower my accuracy. I'm just going to go for another one to finish him off, which is a critical hit, so it wouldn't matter either way. Now he sent out the Eevee. I knew he had the Eevee at the end, so this just makes my life easy because I can low kick him to death too. So Drago pretty much wiped that team out all by himself, so that wasn't so bad. Says, "Humph, at least you're raising your Pokemon." And John says, "I heard there was a Cut Master on board, but he was just a seasick old man. But Cut itself is really useful. You should go see him. Smell ya." Love that theme. That theme is just great, guys. I always did like it. So there's the captain. "Captain, urgh, I feel hideous, seasick." Mitch rubbed the captain's back. Rub, 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 rub. "Woo, thank you. I feel much better. You want to see my cut technique? I could show you if I wasn't ill. I know, you can have this. Teach it to your Pokemon, and you can see it, cut anytime. You can see it cut anytime." Yeah, okay. Sorry, guys. Sometimes the translation, like, I'm just reading it wrong from a different perspective, and sometimes it just doesn't make all that much sense to me. But yay! So we got cut. That's pretty great. And we're gonna teach cut obviously to Fruit Group because he's the only one, and obviously I'm gonna need it. So, and one of the sub rules, we're gonna get rid of tackle for it. One of the sub rules, I believe, explains the optional rules about using HM HM horse. Let's just call it what it is. You know, Zigzagoon, whatever you say, and Bidoof and those kind of Pokemon. The reason you can't use one right now is because that only applies if you do not have already a Pokemon that can learn the HM move. If you do in your party, you have to teach it to that one. Obviously, I could have used Bellsprout for that one, but I'm not too worried about it. Cut's not a terrible move, and there's nothing really. He's not gonna like back then. The move pool was so. There goes the SS and so there we go. But as I was saying, guys, the move pool wasn't that great, and likely now that I've thought about it a little bit, we just passed TM08 there. I am going to be teaching that to Sparky, just because that's the move I want to teach him. Now, obviously, this could be a big mistake. Maybe I should have used HM01 on the Bellsprout that I have, or something like that, and saved that for Fruit Group. But I opted not to, and that's just a personal choice. Because when I was a kid, I always used to teach my grass Pokemon the move, and it was always, since I owned Yellow version, it was always good old Bulbasaur or any of his evolutions that got it. So, and I never really had much of a problem fighting anybody with him. So yeah, there we go. And now we are set. Now, obviously, I don't really need to heal, but I'm going to anyway, just to be on the safe side of things. Drago will probably take this gym out pretty much on his own with that dig move, but I'm going to try for some of the trainers anyways to use some of my other guys, just so they stay well-rounded in levels. Obviously, this is yellow version, sorry. So Surge has only a Raichu, but it's a pretty tank Raichu. It's got Mega Kick, I remember, maybe Mega Punch, Thunderbolt, and something else. But I do remember the Mega moves, so that's going to hurt a lot. So right now we're gonna go into the Pokemon Fan Club and grab our voucher. And Pikachu seems to be in love with the Clefairy. That's odd, but anyway, no big deal. I chair the Pokemon Fan Club. I have more than 100 Pokemon. I love them all. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon. So, did you come to hear me brag about my Pokemon? Yes. Good, then listen up. My favorite, Rapidash. It, cute, lovely, smart, plus, amazing. You think so? Oh yes. It, stunning, kindly, love it. Hug it when sleeping, warm and cuddly, spectacular, ravishing. Oops, look at the time. I kept you too long. Thanks for hearing me out. I want you to have this. Receive the bike voucher. Exchange that for a bicycle. Don't worry, my Firo will fly me anywhere, so I don't need a bicycle. I hope you like cycling. Well, that certainly, he's a little weird, I always found. And Pikachu's still super infatuated, but at least now he's following me again. I don't believe there's anything in this house, guys. Nope, doesn't seem to be. Apparently that's, you know, the HM moves can't be replaced, dude. I understand that. And yeah, so overall, not too bad. I find that dude quite weird, honestly. Like, you know, and come to think of it, I wish I had our Firo that we would have had with Crow, but oh well, that was my own mistake. So let's just continue on to the gym, guys. So I'm gonna hack away this, and we're gonna go straight to the gym. So obviously gym rules apply. Now that I'm in here, I cannot leave. So we are going to go right up and fight these guys. This is no place for kids. So the gym leader clause applies. I will not be allowed to leave this this gym. So, sorry about that, guys. So what we're going to be doing here is obviously not fighting him with Gojira, because that would just be a terrible idea. We're going to actually switch out into good old Gandalf here, just because that's always fun. And he doesn't really have much that can hurt me too bad. Obviously, he wasn't Steel type back in Generation 1, so Confusion's going to do a nice amount. Now, not as much as I thought though, because he is a few levels under. And that Sonic Boom actually really hurts and kind of worries me a little bit, honestly. But let's just go for one more confusion, see what happens. It was a critical hit, and he became confused. He hurt himself, so no trouble. I was a little worried about the Sonic Boom, but overall not too bad. So there we go for him, and now we've got the next guy who says, I'm a lightweight, but I'm good with electricity. This is funny, guys, because actually I'm about to finish my electrical trade in school, so I'll be a licensed electrician come the end of October, so that'll be pretty exciting as well. So I always took to the electric Pokemon, maybe that's why I like yellow version and such, but who can tell? Anyways, we're going to switch into Fruit Group here with this one, level 20, against level 22. He's going to go for the Screech. It's going to fail. I'm just going to go straight for the Vine Whip because I like that better than Cut. And we're just going to have a comparison here if we can. Vine Whip does not close to half, and Cut is going to do... Now, Cut's accuracy is not 100% though, so that's always something that I don't like. But Cut does about the same, so we're just going to go with the Cut again. Sonic Boom kind of hurts. You know, in later games it wasn't that great, but back then, I mean, it was a decent, you know, pretty decent move actually. And I don't want to take another Sonic Boom to the face, so I'm going to switch into Sparky for this one. He's going to hit me with a tackle, and I'm just going to body slam him. So that's a critical hit, not that it was necessary, and that's all good. So Sparky grew to level 24, that's awesome. And Fruit Group grew to level 23, so that's even better. So he's going to send another Voltorb. I'm going to see what a Body Slam can do. It missed, because once again, another move that didn't have 100% accuracy. And that really hurts, actually. So let's see. Body Slam can do over half, so one more should be fine. It does paralyze him, though. So he gets the Screech off, but I'm not worried about that because I'm faster than him. And that'll get rid of that Voltorb, so that's sweet. Now, that Screech really did suck, though, so I'm really scared of this Voltorb, so I'm going to actually switch out, and I'm going to go into Drago. Just because, you know, I'm not going to take any chances with this low health crap. Now, the Sonic Boom is probably going to hurt right in the face. Which it does, but I should be faster. I'm not, so that really sucks. I took a pretty hard hit there. But I did get the dig off, and it should hit, and it should kill him in one hit because it is super effective. So there we have that. But unfortunately now all my Pokemon are kind of weak, so I'm a little worried about fighting Surge. Obviously there is one more trainer here somewhere. I still have to fight him. I'm going to check my items, guys, see what I've got for... Not too much, really. No healing whatsoever. So, I might want to switch Gojira. Might want to just switch to Sparky and fight this guy with Sparky alone. When I was in the army, Lieutenant Surge was my strict CO. And for those who don't know, CO is commanding officer. Actually, I have a whole... I believe in the Pokemon War theory that involves Surge. So, I have a whole theory on that I might do a video on later, at some later date when I have it more thought through in my head. But for now, anyways, we're just going to continue this. Critical hit, but wasn't enough to kill the Voltorb. He did get paralyzed, so it's fingers crossed. Damn it, he got the Sonic Boom off. That's really going to hurt. It does. Body Slam, but I think he's got one more Pokemon, so this is really going to suck. He's got a Magnemite, and I don't think I can survive this next hit. And if I can't, it's really going to suck. I did survive. And I'm going to have to go for another Body Slam because anybody else who switches out is going to... And he misses with the Sonic Boom, and I get it. But now, obviously, Sparky will not be used in the next battle. But he did manage to beat that guy, but I'm a little worried here, guys. Maybe I should have done a little bit of a grind before coming here. I didn't realize how strong these guys would be. So now this is the infamous trash can thing. I always got luck on this side with these ones. But... hey, there's a switch under the trash, turn it on. So I open the door, let's try this one. And that was pretty lucky. I've literally been stuck in here forever sometimes. But now we have to fight Surge, and I don't know if we really have a chance. Obviously, we've only really got one shot at it, and that's with Drago to use Dig and kill him off in one hit. So here we go, guys. We're probably gonna lose some Pokemon in this battle. So this didn't turn out like I wanted. 10 Hut, welcome to Vermilion Gym. Will you look at that? A pint-sized challenger. You've got big and brassy nerves to take me on with your puny power. A Pokemon battle is war. I'll show you, civilian. I'll shock you into surrender. So he's going to bring out the Raichu that's probably high level, 28. So there's no way I'm faster than this thing. And I'm going to go for the Dig. He used an X speed though. So maybe, I really doubt it. He's going to go for the Growl. I go for the Dig. And it's not enough. He goes for the Growl though. I can't believe this, guys. I can't believe how foolish he's been. Literally, I won only because he decided to use an X speed, which I always hated the X items, and because he went for a Growl. I can't believe it. So I won, and now Drago grew to level 25, and I didn't lose a single guy. I think I'm just being lucky here. That was total luck, guys, because I was so concerned about Gojira getting levels, and I didn't really pay attention. But whoa, you're the real deal, kid. Fine then, take the Thunder Badge. Fuck yeah, guys. I'm really excited about this because I thought I was going to lose most of my team and come out of this with like Gandalf and that was it, you know? So this is awesome. The Thunder Badge cranks up your Pokemon's speed. It also lets your Pokemon fly anytime, kid. You're special, kid. Take this. And I got Thunderbolt. TM24 contains Thunderbolt. Teach it to an electric Pokemon. So guys, we won and we didn't lose anybody. That was a huge... I thought we were going to and we didn't. So we're going to end the video there, guys, because I'm just so thrilled at that and I don't want anything to go downhill from here. So obviously next time we will be continuing on through Diglett's Cave and grabbing a few items there, and then of course heading north to Cerulean through Rock Tunnel and to grab our bikes. So but that's just so great, guys, that we actually won and didn't lose anybody. So we're at a time though, so like, subscribe, comment how foolish I was to take on that gym with those levels, and I'll take that in stride because I totally agree with you. But we'll see you next time, guys, for part 23. Till then, see ya. Hey guys, what's going on? We are now back officially for part 23 of Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke. Mitchell here once again, and we just defeated, in the last part, Lieutenant Surge. So that's awesome, and for those of you who didn't see the battle, it was, as you can tell from my health of my Pokemon, it was pretty close, and I actually expected to lose some guys. I wasn't sure. I didn't think the Nuzlocke would be ended there, but I was confident that it was going to be a hard lesson, and there'd be a lot more grinding going on later on. Just, you know, withdrawing Pokemon and the like from the box that I've got. So, but thankfully that didn't happen, and now we're right underway with part 23 here. So we are going to be going through Diglett's Cave first and foremost. Hopefully grab Flash. Now, of course, it'll be probably up to good old Sparky here to learn Flash, which is unfortunate because once again, not exactly something you want, just like Cut. But you know, there's a bunch of rules surrounding that. Some of them are about, you know, not having them in your party and the like. Like, for example, what I mean by that, guys, is like Bellsprout, for example, is in my box. Now, technically, I could have taught Cut to him rather than waste it on Ivysaur there, for example. However, that being said, there are rules regarding that you're supposed to use the ones that you're actively using, and some people don't even allow you to keep spare Pokemon. They say, okay, no, you can't keep a spare. You choose 6 and everything else is released. Obviously, my rules do not state anything like that. That being said, however, guys, I don't really want to... I'm not a huge fan of you know, because then it defeats a little bit of the purpose. I don't know. I just figure that, you know, I should keep that up, you know. And holy crap, you know, I'm rambling on here, and here we run into a level 29 Doug Trio. So that's pretty crazy. Of course, we couldn't run into him first, could we? You know, first encounter, I would have loved to catch one. What a great addition to the team that would have been right off the bat. But obviously we have to, he's going for the growls, but thankfully nothing else because he'd probably kick my ass. And we beat the Doug Trio, who's going to give us 633 experience, which is just awesome. So, anyways, I am done rambling about the whole HM thing, guys. I mean, maybe I made a bit of a mistake, but I mean, that happens. So, I'm not overly worried about it either. So. There's nothing behind here. I don't really believe there's anywhere I need to cut, per se, that's other than this area. That guy talks about cut. Probably should have read what he said, but that's okay. So we're just going to run right up through. But yeah, I don't believe there's anywhere around here that actually requires cut, that has anything important. Hi, remember me? I'm Professor Oak's aide. If you caught 10 kinds of Pokemon, I'm supposed to give you an HM05. So, Mitch, have you caught at least 10 kinds of Pokemon? Yes, you have. Great, you have caught 14 kinds of Pokemon. Congratulations. Here you go. The HM flashlights, even the darkest dungeons. So, technically, if you didn't catch anything up to that point, technically you can't get that. So, and see, this is what I was afraid of right here, guys. No more room for items. That's not something I was I don't want to see things like that happening, obviously, right? So obviously this is something. What's this? Thunder Wave. I don't really plan to use Thunder Wave, so we can toss it, but this is what I wanted to avoid, is tossing away items. This is an HP up. See, that's a useful item for me because I'm allowed to use them. This is a Moonstone, I believe. And I think that's it for items, which it is. So that's that. That's pretty cool. Now I wonder how teleport technically works. Would I go to Vermilion City if I teleported right here? Or is it nearest Pokemon Center, and that would be Pewter, and that would kind of... Nah, I'm not going to chance it, guys, because I don't really know how teleport works. I know that's really sad from a Gen 1-er, I guess I'd be considered, to not even know how the basics, certain basics of the games worked back then, so... That being said, so we're going to just continue on then, and run through here as well. Hopefully run to another Doug Trio. That was a great experience. Of course, we did get a Diglett that I could have raised, but I ran into some problems, and looking back, I kind of wish I had, because I've never really used a Doug Trio, but you know, I always liked Giovanni, for example. Some portrayals of him I'm not a huge fan of, but I always did like Giovanni. I like him in Pokemon Origins, the 4-episode special. In that's a proper depiction of him, I find. And he uses a Doug Trio, obviously, in these games, and he's just a badass. I always liked him, so it would have been cool to finally use one of those Pokemon that he uses. It's the same with Persian. I've never owned and used a Persian, partly because in Yellow version, you could not get a Meowth, so you couldn't get a Persian as a result. That being said, when I would play, it's like, well, you know, you owned other games, why didn't you catch them then? Surely to God, and that's true. I probably could have, considering I currently have a live dex as well in Pokemon Y, which I believe I've said before. I have every single one, all the events legit, you know, in ID numbers and everything. No hacked Pokemon, but I do have one of every single one. And that took a long time, but now that I have it, sure, I could have used a Persian by now, but it's honestly because in each generation of games, I like to use Pokemon from that generation. My party never consists of, for example, when... To put it plainly, guys, like when my next Pokemon game was Silver version. I wanted Silver because I wanted Lugia. I love Lugia. So I played that, and not knowing at the time that you could get both at different levels. But, and yes, I know about Sacred Fire and Aeroblast, and that was the reason for the depiction on the art, and I get that. But I would use, for example, all Johto Pokemon when I when I was in Silver version. So even if I could have caught a Meowth in Silver, I don't remember if I can, I didn't use him because I wanted to use all Johto. And same with Ruby. I actually skipped Ruby, and I didn't skip Ruby per se. I did play it, but I never owned it. And then I went to Platinum, and I hated Diamond and Pearl, and I know a lot of you are going to hate me for that. There are just things about it I don't really care for, but I did buy Platinum, play Platinum. Same thing, only Gen 4 Pokemon, etc. And that trend has continued with me this whole time, so that's the reason why I never actually used one. But anyways, long explanation just to keep this more talking about random things, just to not be so boring while I'm just basically running back to good old Cerulean City. We're going to obviously exchange our bike voucher. And which reminds me, let's switch back to Gojira because he needs one more level, really. And what is his status on that? He needs 340. So by the time we enter Rock Tunnel, he's going to be a Gyarados one way or the other. If I have to use both my rare candies, I will. I hope to only have to use one. But either way, I will kill to have a water type because I'm going to teach him Bubble Beam right off the bat. And that'll be that. So anyways, we're going to go up here, guys, and exchange our bike voucher right away, as I said before. And then we will continue to Rock Tunnel. So we're going to use our cut ability right here. And there we go. And then we are going to go over to the bike shop, which I believe is right here. Which actually, we are out of space for items. So first off, we are going to be using our HP up on, let's give it to good old Sparky, just for the hell of it. That way we can get our bicycle, and then we're going to have to deposit some items in the storage. Here's the bike shop owner who says, oh, that's a bike voucher. Okay, here you go. Exchange the bike voucher for a bicycle. So now we do have a bicycle, which is that's pretty cool. I didn't really use it very much, honestly, when I played. I did later in the game, but I didn't do it a whole lot. Not as much as some people who are adamant about every time they walk out of Pokemon Center they use it. So now we are going to access this. We're going to start depositing some items. Bide, for example, is going to be deposited. Same with Water Gun. Obviously, we're going to hang on to the escape ropes, the ethers. The moonstones can be deposited. The nugget we will sell, actually. The SS ticket we no longer need. I'm going to keep TM19. I forget what that is, but we're going to keep it on us. The old rod's no good to us right now, so because we already have our Magikarp, we can't catch a duplicate. We don't need Cut anymore, obviously, and we don't need Flash. So that'll open up our items a little bit for a while. So there we go, guys, and now we are going to run over. And I apologize once again, guys, my voice has been a little more dull, even though it's usually a little bit more dull than some of the other voices on YouTube. Mine is especially today and in the last video because I've been trying to get over a cold here. It's not really working out that well, but it is what it is. So anyways, I hope I didn't forget anything, because now we're officially going on our new route here. And we're going to cut down this tree, and time to fight our first trainer, who says, you have Pokemon with you, you're mine. Well, that's a little, I remember someone up there has Beedrills. That's what I always remember in Yellow, because you could not find a Beedrill other than this one person up there. So I'm almost positive there's a trainer with a Beedrill. Maybe two. Alright, so we're running into Oddish here with this woman. Obviously I'm a little scared of the poison once again with these things, and I don't have Zubat with me anymore, but that being said, we do have the super effectiveness of Gandalf and his confusion, so that's always a big bonus. So now we got experience for that. He's going to send her to Bellsprout, or she, I should say. This should keep doing one-hit wonders, because Gandalf's special is, of course, through the roof. And obviously back then almost all grass types were poison. I can't think of any that weren't off the top of my head. All grass types had the poison second type. So obviously Psychic was once again back then overpowered for another reason, in that grass types were, you know, had a problem against them, poison types, you know, just everything. So there we go. We grew to level 22. That's cool. We're going to run down here and grab this item, which is TM30. I forget what that is. Seismic Toss or something like that, I believe. I'm not sure. This contains Teleport. Well, we don't need that. Let's just find out what that TM44 is. Rest. And TM19, what is that? That's Seismic Toss. Okay, that's why we're holding on to that. We'll hold on to that for a bit longer. And now we're going to fight this guy right here, who's a hiker, I believe, who says, "Bwahaha, great, I was bored, eh?" He must be from Canada, because that's what us Canadians do, guys. We always say "eh" at the end of every sentence. Just ask Americans. And yes, for all my American viewers, that was a slight jab. I apologize, because that's the Canadian side of me, is to apologize. So anyways, here we go. We're sending Gandalf out to get karate chopped in the face, I'm sure. Which he does. It's a critical hit. It hurts like hell, but we should be able to kill him off in one hit with a Psychic Blast. It does. Beauty. And that ends that Reign of Terror. So he's going to send out an Onyx. I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to go straight into Fruit Group for this one, because Fruit Group needs a level. Doesn't need a level, but he should get a level. That Rock Throw, I forgot about Rock Throw. It didn't hurt that much, really. That Onyx attack must not be that great. But I do Vine Whip him for a one-hit KO. I would love to get an Onyx. Never really got a chance to use an Onyx. That'd be sweet. So maybe I'll catch one in Rock Tunnel. So there we go with that one, guys. Now we're just going to walk up here. And I believe up here is the Beedrill Trainer. I aim to be the ultimate trainer, says this one. So maybe he is. No, I believe the Bug Catcher is further up, and he has the Beedrill. This guy is a youngster who has a Sandshrew. Level 24. Now it'd be great once again if this guy had a water move, but he doesn't. So we're gonna switch into Fruit Group again, just because. Trying to keep everyone as consistent as I can. He's got Fissure. I had no idea anybody but Giovanni's Pokemon had Fissure. That is whacked. I'm pretty sure he can't learn it, so that's ridiculous. I had no idea. Well, I'm certainly glad that didn't connect. So Gajira got to level 18. Probably won't get to 19 by the time we get there, so I'll have to use both rare candies. Actually, why don't we do that, guys? To end this video, we're going to have a little treat. We're going to use both our rare candies on Gojira and get ourselves a Gyarados. So Gojira grew to level 20 and now is officially evolving, which will be great because now we actually have something that, so now we have 5 Pokemon that can actually battle. The type coverage is good, and now we have our Gyarados, who looks awesome. And learned Bite. So the first thing we're going to do, obviously, is teach him Bubble Beam for a water type move. And there we go. So now we have Bubble Beam. I'm not going to teach him anything else. I don't think he can learn Thunderbolt back then. He can. That's a tough choice, guys, honestly. I can't think of anything else. Let's see. He's going to have Surf, Ice Beam, hopefully, when I get that. Hyper Beam, because back then it was good. And Thunderbolt would be a great addition, honestly. I'm going to hold off on it, actually, guys. But to know that he can learn Thunderbolt is great. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more research on that one before I do that. But anyway, we're gonna end the video there, guys. It's great that we finally have a Gyarados. That was the treat for the end of this one. So stay tuned next time for part 24, I believe, of the Yellow Nuzlocke. And like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you back here for the next part. Till then, see ya. Hey guys, what's going on? Mitchell back here for Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke, part 24. At the end of the last episode, we gave you a little treat. I decided to use both rare candies and get ourselves a Gyarados right off the bat, which is great and everything. However, there was a little discrepancy, not a discrepancy, but just the fact that I could potentially teach him Thunderbolt. Now, I'm going to just hold off on that just for a little bit because type coverage is great and all, guys, but he can learn some other moves, namely Fire Blast, which I believe I get from Blaine. I know that's a long ways off and Thunderbolt might be helpful, but just in case I come across other guys who need better moves, we're just going to hold off on that for a little bit. He'll be useful in his own way. Just having the water type coverage for now, and later Ice Beam when I get it from, I believe, Celadon City. So, alright, we're going to jump right into this next battle here, guys. So, here we go. I got up early every day to raise my Pokemon from cocoons. Yeah, this is the guy who has the Beedrill. I don't know if it's a good idea to let him fight Beedrill level 19 against a level 20 Gyarados. I don't know, guys. Let's just go for it. Let's see what we can do with a Bubble Beam. Not bad at all. Speed Fell, Fury Attack. Gyarados is obviously overpowered. Fury Attack critical hit doesn't do very much. Now, of course, back then his physical attack is through the roof, but Hyper Beam was a normal type move, and back then when Hyper Beam was normal, normal meant physical. So I can't really remember. Obviously, water types are not. They fall to the special stat. But he will be my Surfer, assuming he survives. So we're gonna go on that assumption that he's gonna have to have a water move anyways, and continue on with that. Now this is a new route as far as I'm aware. So right here we can catch a new Pokemon, guys. Maybe edition number 6 will be right here in this patch of grass. And if we ever catch one. Alright, there we go. So let's see what we get here. We have a Nidoran male, which we do not actually have, so sure, why not? Let's go for a tackle, see what we can do to him. Obviously a tackle from Gyarados really fucking hurts. We're gonna try throwing a Pokeball at this guy. This could easily mean a Nidoking. And we caught a Nidoran. So that's actually pretty awesome, guys. New Pokedex entry. So he's a poison pin type. Its large ears are always kept upright. If it senses danger, it will attack with a poisonous sting. Of course, we are going to nickname this Nidoran. Trying to think of a good name to name him. He's a Nidoking. That's a hard choice, guys. A king. See, I always try to do something somewhat funny-ish, I suppose you could say. So I always try to find like maybe a king in a movie or a king, you know, something like that. I can't really think of any right now off the top of my head, but maybe this will fit. I don't know if I know how to spell it. This is from Fire Emblem. It was the Lion King named Kanigas. Gus, I believe. If this spelling is wrong, this is gonna suck. Kane-E-Gus. Well, it's probably wrong, guys, but that's what I'm gonna go with since it fits. So, this is the Fire Emblem Lion King from Radiant Dawn and Path of Radiance, so don't blame me if the spelling's wrong. But that's awesome. Unfortunately, of course, that means another grind will be in the future, next episode likely. But yes, we now have Kanigas, who does have double kick. That's cool. And I believe, actually, this will be a great addition because... Not TM19, what's that again? Seismic Toss. No, that's not what I want. But I do believe that they can learn Thunderbolt. And they can, so... That would be good type coverage, and you know what? I think we're gonna have to go with it. We're gonna teach Knigas Thunderbolt. I know I'm saving up these moves so much that they're not, in the end, they're not really going to be used that much when they could be very useful early game because they're powerful moves. So we're just going to go off on a limb and teach it to him. So we're actually going to cut through here and get him to save his strength a little bit, heal him up at the Pokemon Center, and then we'll be continuing on, obviously. But that's cool, guys. Now we have a 6th member of our party who will potentially be a Nidoking. I'm actually also going to grab a Moonstone because there is no real purpose, as far as I'm aware, of keeping him. Obviously, I know that Stone Pokemon, once you evolve them, they can't learn any other moves, with the exception of the Eevee evolutions in this game. Other than Thrash and for Nidoking and Body Slam, I think, for Nidoqueen. But yeah, overall, what I'm trying to say, guys, is that there's not really anything that a Nidorino or Nidoran learns that's vital to me, to the point that I would need to do that. Where am I going? Need to save him before evolving him. So we are going to take a Moonstone. And just for the sake of, just for shits and giggles, we're also going to teach him Water Gun when he, because I'm pretty sure he can also learn Water Gun because he's just awesome like that. So let's see, item. Let's see if he can learn Water Gun right now. I don't know if he can right now, but I'm pretty sure he can as a Nidoking. Not able right now, but that's okay. So we are going to be using him right off the bat, actually. Obviously. So right now our guys are going to be a little under leveled, but they do have strong move sets, and if I play it safe and do some running back and forth, obviously I could have used teleport. I keep forgetting that right now. My Gandalf has teleport, so it would save me a lot on distance, obviously, that I'm not really paying enough attention to. But no big deal there. So now we're going right on through, guys, and we are going to cut down this tree. But this is really shaping up into a pretty good party, guys, and once again, I'm sorry for being a little duller voice. I'm still recovering from this cold, and it just will not go away. I don't know if you guys can hear it in my voice, but yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. So anyway, we're just going to see how much he needs. 585, that's a fair amount. We're going to keep battling trainers doing the switch out method because Gyarados is good on his own right now. So I believe there's another battler down here. There is, and I believe there's a TM. No, there's no TM. Alright, so we're going to fight this guy who says, ha 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 ha, come on dude. Come on. Alright, we're going to come on, I guess. And it's a hiker, obviously, by the looks of his sprite. And he's going to send out a Geodude. Obviously, I'm out here with Knigas, which I swear is spelt wrong. I don't know if I really want to chance a double kick from a level 16. See, this is one of the hard choices to make. We're going to go for it, guys. We're going to go for it. Just see how much. And it does nothing. This is probably a bad idea. Hopefully this thing does not have self-destruct. It has Rock Throw that it misses. Perfect, because we are going straight into Gojira for this one. Bubble Beam will hit him, and he takes a self-destruct. Now hopefully Gojira can take a self-destruct to the face, which he can. Thank fucking God. Like, see, this is why I hate this, and I'm not going to be able to do much of the switch-out thing when I'm in... obviously when I'm in Rock Tunnel, and especially against the trainers, because they have Gravelers and Geodudes with self-destruct galore. The wild ones have self-destruct. It's just brutal. So Gojira grew to level 21. That's great. And yeah, so we're just going to go on the assumption that no more switch outs with when I see a hiker, I'm probably going to have to opt to not do the switch out method. So here we go. Go my super bug Pokemon. So he's got bug types. Obviously, I don't really have much against them. I have Thunderbolt, but that's obviously no good against a bug type. But it is only a Caterpie, level 20. I'm going to take a chance and just Thunderbolt him. See what happens. A Tackle is going to do a fair amount, 6, but not too much. Thunderbolt does quite a bit more than the Caterpie's Tackle, even though the Caterpie's faster. So we're going to just try to kill him off. He doesn't give that good experience anyway. And obviously, if I split up the experience by switching out, it's going to be even less, probably less than 100. So there we go. He got 226 from that. He's going to send out a Weedle. Obviously, I'm not worried about a Poison Sting because I can't be poisoned, and it's going to do low damage. So probably kill this Weedle off and then switch out. He's going to go for the String Shot, which I believe lowers my speed. It does, but not that it matters because I'm slower anyways. So 2 more of these should take him out. And now only 1 more. And probably have to switch out next time unless it's another Weedle, because he didn't really do any damage to me, so I'm confident I can survive again. Kanigi grew to level 17. I believe he, I suppose we could teach him Poison Sting. Not that I would really use it. A little better than Tackle, maybe. I don't know. Poison move. I believe he evolves at level 16 or 18, so we're going to find out in a minute. Now this guy scares me because he's got a Psychic Attack, so we're actually going to switch into Sparky looks good, sure. We're going to go to Sparky. Splitman decision there. Confusion, yeah. See, I was considering going into Gandalf because I was worried about that, but I don't think, yeah, he doesn't do very much damage with that. Body Slam does half health, and 1 more of these Body Slams will take out the Venonat. So there we go, Venonat's down for the count, and Bug Catcher's defeated, and we're going to find out. And yes, Kanigas does evolve at level 16, so now we're going to have a Nidorino, and stay tuned in 2 seconds, guys, because we are going to get ourselves a Nidoking right off the bat. So we aren't even going to have time to like our new friend, because he's going to be evolved into a Nidoking, and I hoped to get a Nidoking early game, but I didn't. But now we're actually getting one late game, so either way. Now this Nidoking sprite I never liked. He kind of looks like he's got a really big forehead and everything, but thankfully I don't need to look at it. So, but yeah, that's just great, guys. So now we have our buddy Nidoking. Now obviously this is a hiker. I don't really want to take much of a chance with him. And yes, I know Gojira's at low health, but he'll outspeed anything this hiker has, so. Ha ha ha, aren't you a little tuffy? I don't know, I didn't really read it that well. Knowing my luck, he'll bring out a Machop. No, but he does bring out a Geodude, perfect, level 20. I can outspeed it, I know that, because I'm Gyarados. And Bubble Beaming him will take him out in 1 hit. Bubble Beam is not that bad a move. It just got a bad rap after the inclusion of moves like Water Pulse and Scald. So he's going to bring out the Machop. I'm not confident in taking this thing out, honestly. So I'm going to be switching out into Gandalf, who I know can take 1 Karate Chop before Confusion, and taking him out in 1 hit. So he's going to take the Karate Chop to the face. It isn't a critical hit, but it still does a fair amount of damage. But 1 Confusion should take this thing out in 1 hit. It does, and there we go for that one. It's going to send out a Geodude. I'm not really confident, honestly, that I can take. I don't think he can take him out in 1 hit. We're going to go to Fruit Group, full health. I think he could survive one self-destruct if he had to. So we're going to switch out. He uses Defense Curl instead. No big deal for me. I really need Razor Leaf or the Mega Drain TM. Giga Drain didn't exist back then, not that I'm aware of, and I need just a better grass move because this is really starting to kill me, honestly. So there we go, guys. That hiker's defeated, and we have 1 more trainer right here. It says, "Don't you dare condescend me?" Condescend me. Okay then. She has a Meowth. And that's funny because we were talking about Meowth earlier. Now, I'm going to take a chance, honestly. He's actually faster than me, which is surprising, but he only used a Scratch. I'm going to use a Bubble Beam against the Meowth. It's only 1 Pokemon, and critical hit and gets rid of him, so that wasn't so bad. So there we go with that. So now we officially... Now I believe this is the same route, guys. I'm not 100%, but I believe this is the same, considered the same route. I don't know, but we're going to have to end the video here anyway, so I'll have a chance to check. We're going to heal up here right now at the Pokemon Center and end the video, but we will be checking about that that patch of grass, considering if it's in a different route from where I caught Kanigas or not. But this is great, guys, because now we have Knigas, a guy who can learn Earthquake. That's the main thing, because we'll be getting Earthquake in Saffron City, obviously, and a great move today as it was back then. So, all right, guys. So that'll end it for this part, and but please stay tuned for part 25. We're at the basically the quarter mile mark here, and hopefully we won't make it through Rock Tunnel in 1, 2, maybe not even 3 videos. It'll probably take a couple more. Probably a 3 or 4 part video until we reach Lavender Town, but we'll see. I remember it being way bigger than it probably is, so until then, please like, subscribe, comment, and we'll see you then next time. Peace. Hey guys, what's going on? We are now at the quarter mile mark for Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke, part 25. Right now we are going to go to my PC because at the end of the last one, or the one before, I did forget something that I need to be teaching good old Sparky Flash, and I deposited Flash. So I need that first, and then also I'm going to deposit a few items that we don't really need. Because obviously I don't want to be running back and forth just for a couple of items, and our bag is pretty limited, so we don't need that stuff. I'm going to be using that TM12 actually though, so just give me half a sec here, guys, because we're going to be teaching TM12 to, as I said before, to Knigas, good old Nidoking, because I know he can learn it. Because I always used, my brother and I, when we used to play this as kids, we always used to use Nidoking and Nidoqueen for type coverage. You know, Fire Blast, Thunderbolt, Fissure, the whole bit. So, so I did remember that he was basically a coverage type. So Gandalf can learn it, as can Sparky, but really Gandalf's more dimensional, I find, than a Pikachu. So we're going to be losing, we're going to actually lose Quick Attack over this one. Because even though the Quick Attack is a good move to get that last bit of health in, this is before the days of extreme speed, obviously. It didn't, and I don't want to go there. It didn't, it's not really that beneficial, especially when I do need Flash, and I find like I'll probably be able to learn, or not learn, but teach a couple of better moves to Gandalf than to Sparky, who's basically just for electrical. So, and I did find out, guys, at the at the end of the last episode, I told you I wasn't sure if this was part of a new route. It is Route 10, so we're going to run straight in here and see if we can get a new Pokemon. Not that we'll probably be using it, but alright, so it's an Nidoran female. We do not have one. I can catch one, and I am going to try. So we're going to go for the tackle to play it safe, and probably one more tackle. And there we go. So doesn't seem to be any problems, and we're going to throw a Pokeball at it. Now obviously we've covered all the types we really wanted to. So the Nidoran was caught. That's awesome. Now we have a Nidoran female to add. Not overly excited because obviously we already have a Nidoking. So Poison Pin, Pokemon, a mild-mannered Pokemon that does not like to fight. Beware its small horns secrete venom. So we are going to give a nickname, obviously, to our Nidoran, and we are going to call this Nidoran, since it's a queen, we're going to call it Elizabeth, after the good old Queen of England, just because we can. As I said before, I like to use cheesy or semi-relevant names, reference to other things, whatever I find. So Elizabeth is going to be transferred. That's cool. We now have a new member of the group. But as I said before, like Nidoqueen could be a great addition. However, we already have in her place Knigas being a Nidoking. And basically the good type coverage from everybody else. No one I would really want to take out to add in Nidoqueen. Not that she couldn't cover one of their aspects, but obviously these guys are already leveled up pretty well, and And I do prefer Nidoking over Nidoqueen, though I do like them both. So anyway, so we're gonna run straight up here and start the fights. I've been to a Pokemon gym a few times, but I lost each time. Well, that sucks for her. And after this battle, obviously, guys, we're gonna run straight into Rock Tunnel. So that should be pretty exciting. So she is a level 20 Jigglypuff. This is our first time using Knigas, and we do have double kick, so that should be super effective. Not that it's that great a move by the looks of it. Obviously, one more will be fine. She goes for the disable, and that was Thunderbolt, so I guess we will just go for another double kick. Yeah, overall not the best move to have, but I guess we'll just keep using it since it's a Clefairy this time, and that's even worse than it was on the Jigglypuff. So, and she's gonna go for the double slap, which does way less to me, obviously, but nonetheless. Double slap that hits 3 times. That's just kind of weird. So our double kick should finish her off, and it does. So there we go, we beat both of them and grew to level 18. Obviously I will be trying to use Knigas a little bit just to level him up into the mid-20s like everybody else is, and continue on from there. So now we officially enter Rock Tunnel. And obviously it's dark as hell in here. So we are going to use Flash now. I have gotten through Rock Tunnel without Flash before, but in a Nuzlocke I really didn't want to take the chance. I only have 2 escape ropes and I'm just not willing to risk it. So we're going to go over here right from the get-go and fight this trainer right here, who says, Pokemon fight, ready, go. Well, I was quick on the uptake. So it looks like a super nerd. No, it's a Pokemaniac, sorry. A Pokemaniac. Who sent out a Cubone, level 23. So I believe is super effective against me. However, I'm still going to chance a Water Gun to see how much I can do. Even though Water Gun's not that great, and it's not really. Bone Club is super effective, and it is going to hurt like crazy, and nope, not going to do that anymore. So I'm going to go into Gojira for this one. Go for the Bubble Beam. I suppose I could have stayed out if he was going to go for the Growl, but it happens. So obviously near the beginning we'll be running back to the Pokemon Center, and so that's why I meant at the end of the last episode this is probably going to be long, because I'm not going to sit here and let them take all the experience just because someone has a bad time of it, you know, like poor Nidoking just had. So obviously I'm not the strongest attacker yet. Obviously just that Bubble Beam's been my saving grace, because my bite is doing nothing to this Slowpoke, but fortunately this thing is a fan of disable. And it disabled my Splash, so not like I was using it, so that was an easy win there. And I grew to level 22, so that's cool. I believe I learned Dragon Rage soon, so that's also good. So, and of course, when we do find another Pokemon in Rock Tunnel, that'll be our official first encounter. Once again, guys, for anybody just tuning in, I know some of you don't like the fact that I leave the routes before I catch something. Like obviously, like I just left Rock Tunnel, so now it's invalid. I can't catch anything. That's how some people play. I don't play that way. I play until you run into a Pokemon on that route. So I mean, I could leave Rock Tunnel 100 times. If I don't run into anything, I can still catch one Pokemon in Rock Tunnel. That's the way I play it. I don't play floors. I know some people do that, like floor 2, basement floor 1, all that shit. I don't play that way. Rock Tunnel is Rock Tunnel. So we have to Flash again, and we are going to now continue on. And here's our first official encounter, and it is a Geodude. So that is what we are going to try to catch. So let's just see what, since Double Kick seems to be so weak, let's see. Yeah, it should be good. Might as well just catch it, just for the, just because we should, you know. You never know what can happen, and I would like to have some Pokemon in reserve, because if I happen to survive but I'm left with only 2 Pokemon, it would kind of suck, right? So We're going to throw a Pokeball at it. Now, I wish this had been an Onix. The chances of that were so slim anyways, but, so we caught Geodude, and, that's pretty cool. I do like Geodude, and I like golems and stuff. So it is the rock Pokemon commonly found near mountain trails, etc. If you step on one by accident, it gets angry. And we are going to nickname this Geodude, Dudeology, because it's geology, you know, what it's named after, so Dudeology, you know, finish the Dudeology like that. Yeah, something like that, cool. So we're going to call him Dudeology, and now with such a badass, terrible name like that, I kind of want to use him. So now we run into another Geodude, and there's going to be plenty of those, and that's why Knigas is out in front, honestly, because now he will be able to soak up some of this experience. The Zubats from Thunderbolt, obviously, and with this Water Gun, not that it's a great move, but it seems to, even with a critical hit, it seemed to one-shot that Geodude, so good little experience for him being in the front right now. And there, lo and behold, there's a Zubat. Kind of reminds me of our poor Zubat. He'd be a Golbat by now, I'm sure, and still sucks that we lost him, but obviously we do have Knigas as the poison type in our stead, so it's good that we filled out the party finally, replacing both our losses in Crow and in Wayne. So this one's only level 16. Maybe a Water Gun will kill it in one hit, and it does. So that's good to know. So Knigas grew to level 19, that's good. Obviously want to get him up into the 20s as soon as we can. Don't want him so underleveled. So we run into a trainer who says, I draw Pokemon when I'm home. Alright buddy, that's cool. So the Pokemaniac wants to fight and sends out a Slowpoke. Obviously level 25, that's kind of high for what I have, and he obviously has Confusion, but I do have Thunderbolt, so I'm going to take a risk here. And I nearly kill it in one hit, so that's good. The Confusion is going to hurt, but shouldn't kill me in one hit. And it doesn't, but it was some damn close, because it was a critical hit. So there we go. We Thunderbolted the hell out of that thing. But now we only have 6 health left, and that's pretty scary. And this is what I meant, guys, by the fact that I'd be running back and forth. Good experience for me when I run into the wild Pokemon as well. And until we get to the middle sections, I'll be using escape ropes, obviously, or dig, as I do have dig, which actually I should be using, come to think of it, because I believe I can use. I don't know about teleport once again, but I know I can use dig. So we're going to use dig, and that will actually save me on time. Now I might miss out on some of the experience, obviously, but I think we'll be okay if I do a grind episode. If I need it, I'll be doing a grind episode after Rock Tunnel sometime. But you know, we get a lot more trainers, a lot more versatile trainers as we go, and if you fight everyone, we should be okay now that we have a six Pokemon party and everything, so we might be better off than I think. I don't know. And obviously, just because we have dig doesn't mean we can dig back, so we'll miss out on some experience, but not all, because everything we run into as we get back to where we were, you know, will still be fought. So, but it looks like we're not really running into very much, and I spoke too soon. So now we have another Zubat. Not that they give great experience or anything, guys, but still, it's just, you know, that little bit of experience for an underleveled guy, and that way I'm not wasting all the trainer experience just on leveling up one guy. You know, like right now I should, obviously I should probably have a Primate by now, and I don't. And that's just because I've been training these guys instead. Obviously he'd be a higher level if I had kept him in front for a while, so. No big deal, he'll evolve when he evolves, and I'm just going to be fighting these Zubats away. And obviously, of course, you know, you don't really want to run from battles, because every little bit of experience helps. And like that. There we go. We already have him level 20. He hasn't really fought many trainers or anything, so there is that. And now we run into an Onix, of course, which would have been great, a level 22 Onix. I don't know who I would have switched him out with, but would have been awesome to have one. I've never used an Onix, but it would have been great. Onix are pretty cool, but good experience as well, so that's always nice. So we're gonna walk over here. I know there's a trainer up there who I believe has a Bulbasaur. I'm not sure. I thought there was an item there. I guess I'm wrong. And we're gonna fight this trainer, who says, "I don't often come here, but I will fight you." Well, you're pretty, not too deep in, but pretty deep in for someone who doesn't often come here, you know. So she sends out an Oddish, and that's the one type advantage I don't really have. I'll try a Horn Attack, see what that does. Not very much. The Poison Powder obviously isn't going to hurt me. A couple of Horn Attacks will hurt her though. Stun Spore will affect me though, and that sucks. So Absorb should be not very effective. Yeah, thought so. But it is going to make it harder if he keeps using Absorb, and I'm paralyzed, so. I mean, maybe Thunderbolt might be a better idea. I don't know. I can never tell what's the better choice to use. A weaker move that's just, you know, no type problem, or one that's not very effective but powerful. I never really know. Same with this Bulbasaur. You know what? I'm just gonna switch. We're gonna switch into. We're gonna go to Gandalf. So Gandalf's gonna come out here and start using Confusion. I can't wait until he knows Psybeam. I know obviously Psychic's the better move, but I can wait on Psychic until obviously until he's leveled up enough. But it would be nice to get him to have Psybeam, a stronger move than Confusion, because then his special will really start to shine. So now we run to another Onix. That's cool. Not as strong a level, but still probably a good 300 or 290 experience. And obviously I'm paralyzed, and I can't really do much about that. I don't plan to leave just yet. So I grew to level 21. That's always cool. So we are getting pretty good experience in here just from them. And here we have another trainer after this battle, which is Zubat, which I should be able to off with one Thunderbolt. Of course, he's going to go first because I have a status ailment. It's just Leech Life, no big deal. Super effective, of course, but not really that great against me. So, because I am a Nidoking. Nidoking obviously is much stronger than an Ekans or something that might take worse damage. So this trainer right here says, "Do you know about costume players?" And maybe I do, maybe I don't. Sends out a Charmander, so there is a Squirtle or Wartortle in here as well. And we're going to go for the Water Gun, obviously. He's going to go for the Rage. Now, Rage can be bad if allowed to continue on some Pokemon. Now, obviously, I have Water Gun, and this thing isn't going to survive very long. But see, that Rage does start to, and see, there's the problem: being fully paralyzed, not going first. Obviously, the attack isn't raising very high on his Rage, though, so Rage is building, the attack just rose, so now it should do quite a bit of damage. And it's not really, I'm surprised. Normally Rage can be a problem after a few, like using a Swords Dance and then a Slash. It's just ridiculous. So now we're into a Cubone, and we're not even going to take that chance. We are going to go straight into Gojira on this one and Bubble Beam his ass. So he's going to go for the Growl anyways, not that I would have stayed in regardless. We're just going to go for the Bubble Beam and take him out. And it does in one hit. Critical, I don't know if that was the factor, but there we go. So now we've taken out the Pokemaniac. So I think we're going to end it here, guys. Just because I didn't really pay much attention to the time, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting close or I'm a little over. So when we come back, we will be continuing right after this fight here. Now I'm fully paralyzed, so I'm just going to switch out just to stay on the safe side, because if I run and it doesn't work, I might be chancing something. So he's going to go for the supersonic. I'm going to go for the thunder shock just to see if I can't kill this thing. Now this thing really needs thunderbolt. I believe he's going to learn it at 25, I hope. I thought it was 24, honestly, and he didn't. So there we go. We've gotten rid of the Zubat. And now he learned 25. Do we learn it? No. Alright, well, anyways, so at the end of the, or sorry, at the beginning of the next episode, I will be digging straight back, and we'll be running back to this point again, just because I want to keep healed up and don't want to take many chances while in Rock Tunnel. When I get out on the other side, obviously that'll stop, but so please guys, like, subscribe, comment, whatever you want to do, and we'll see you back here for part 26, continuing through Rock Tunnel. Till then, peace out.